Yep, here we are, from the depths. Okay, yeah, been a little while since I looked at this one. I still have to do that other tutorial that I was thinking about. What's the other thing that I figured out how to do? There is so much to do in this game, and I've only figured out how to do just a very little bit of it so far. We're going to take that same boat that we had, to tutorial boat 1, I believe we called that thing. Load vehicle, and we're going to add a simple custom cannon to it. Let's load our boat in here. Let's resume the game. You can see that, yeah, take a look at these engine pieces that we put last time, and they look better now. There's been an art upgrade. Various graphics and things are working okay. Oh, I know, I hit the wrong button. I hit the button to turn off my UI. There we go. Alright, here we are. Let's go to build mode. Okay, so here is our boat. It's got our rams in front, and we've already demonstrated that these are effective against a very, one of the first enemies that you might face in the campaign, a very weak enemy. Let's give it just a little bit more punch. These things has... Oops, I hit the wrong button, didn't I? That's what I was going for. We do have things in here what they call simple weapons, like the small cannon. We're just take a look at this thing. You can put it in there. Is a very small... This actually looks more like a kind of a funky little mortar thing, right? Honestly, I don't know. If you really want to have a gun on your boat and you're early on in the campaign, you have almost no resources, maybe some of these little simple weapons might work for you. Drills are fun. You can do that later. Really, what I want to look at is doing the custom cannon. I personally believe that, one well-designed weapon is better than having a whole bunch of kind of crappy weapons. That's what I think. So here we are, which I just briefly touched on, or when I was talking earlier. This, very like the, you see all these different components, very like the engine. It has, you connect different components to your whole custom cannon assembly in order to change its behavior. First thing we need to do, actually go down here to constructibles. 360-degree turret. We have a few different turrets. The first one that we're going to do for our first gun turret, we're going to use the basic 360-degree turret. Go and grab one of those. Oh, I'm actually getting ahead of myself, aren't I? Because we want... Yeah, I need to put 2 wooden blocks in order to elevate this thing just slightly. Let's do that first. Yeah, simple wooden block. Thank you. Alright, 2 wooden blocks. Now we're going to put our constructibles, 360-degree turret. We're going to put our turret right here. Okay, and you see after placing the turret, then the build mode changes. We're no longer able to place blocks onto the boat. It's actually gone into like a second sub build mode where the actual gun turret itself is the root part, and everything is going to connect to that. First thing I want to do, custom cannons. I suppose we've already gone past the first thing, even the next thing. How about that? Firing piece. This is the most important part of the gun. Attached barrels in front, ammo boxes, all other components on the sides or top. Here, I just want to build the most basic, simple gun first. Here, we'll put our firing piece right there. Next piece you need to have, our very, very first gun is going to have only the necessary components. We'll give it, say, I don't know, like 3. I suppose if I was going to be, stay true to that, we'll give it 1 single barrel piece and an ammo box. There we go. And that should be enough to fire the weapon, but it doesn't have anything to fire. We actually need to get out of here, exit the build mode, and we look away from the cannon and get to where I'm actually placing things on the boat. In the boat, if we go down here into the resources tab, the boat needs to have at least 1 ammo barrel. Here, I'll put my ammo barrel right there. Seems like a decent enough spot to me. Okay, exit build mode. And if I've done this correctly, yeah, you can see that the cannon is swiveling around, and it is pointing places where my mouse points. And if I middle click, hey, it fires. How about that? Yeah, and you can see it takes about like 2 or 3 seconds between shots. Here, let me select my seat again. Thank you. Get my camera out here. And let's actually load up. Oops, that's the wrong button. X, Deepwater Guard, ships. What's that? Sea Viper. That's like the simplest, weakest little guy, right? He's over there. All right. So let's, wait a second. I got this thing into the wrong mode. Here we are. Now we are in boat mode. So let's go see if our gun might be effective against the Sea Viper. Again, this is the most basic possible gun. One root part, you know, one turret, one ammo box, and in the whoop, can't aim. Takes a long time between shots. It has almost no muzzle velocity whatsoever. Whee! Come on, shoot him. Yeah. Okay. See, so the most basic gun ever doesn't work very well, surprisingly enough, huh? And I haven't hit him yet. Let's actually throttle back some. Yeah, see, we're missing another basic piece, which would be the predictor. So, okay, so it's almost impossible to tell where the thing is aiming because I have this short, stubby little gun barrel. The shot doesn't go particularly straight. Oh, I think that one almost hit him. Come on. Oh, that one hit him. Oh, I knocked a chunk off. Okay. So we've demonstrated that this is not a very good weapon, but it is possible to actually do damage. Barely. To it. Let's go build mode. No, I just need to save the vehicle as I have now. This will be tutorial boat 2. We're going to add on to this. Good. And I actually want to, yeah, I want to restart the designer because I don't want that guy running around. And load a vehicle, tutorial boat 2. Okay, so it's that simple. Not counting the blocks I need to elevate the gun up above the level of my deck. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 separate pieces is all it needs to have a gun that will work. All right, but let's improve on this thing, huh? All right, get into build mode again. Thank you. Yeah, we just, you know, get close and look at the gun before you hit build mode, and you'll be adding components to the gun instead of, instead of to the boat. First thing I need to do is I need to have a longer barrel. So let's get down here. Custom cannons, barrel. How many barrel pieces do I want to put on there? Let's go. It's got 1. Let's go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we want it about as long as the front. Okay. Okay, longer barrel, more accurate. I'm actually not certain if that affects the muzzle velocity. I'll have to do a little more research to answer that question. I don't know. Other things we can do. We have other types of barrels. Recoil suppression barrel, which means it doesn't kick as much. So, it really does become a big issue with your boat. You know, you fire your weapon and your boat rocks. Flash suppression barrel reduces muzzle flash, reduces visibility. Again, there's this thing. I know that the AI does have, various systems for detecting enemies. I'm not certain how functional this is, but it'd be worth giving it a shot, you know. Okay, these are more if you're going to place make a stationary gun. If you're going to add a gun to your vehicle, but not make it an actual turret, you might be interested in one of these, the motor-driven barrel. The elevation barrel was actually the first boat that I made whenever I was just playing around with the game. This is what I used because I used in the Constructables the other type of turret that only rotates in azimuth, but not in elevation. That's where you can get a large armored turret. gauge increase. That's actually not part of the barrel. That's a different thing. What I want to do, let's give us, no, not the flash suppression. I hit the wrong thing. Recoil suppression. Let's actually give it 2 of these on the end. There we go. That'll make our gun a little more controllable. Okay. Next thing, essential. An essential piece is this predictor. What that does is it draws, you just make sure that's lined up with your barrel. I choose to put it on top. And if we actually exit the, the curved line there, that is showing where my gun, what the trajectory of my projectile will be. That is an essential piece for aiming these things, since your character is almost never looking down the gun barrel. Alright, cool. That works. Get back into build mode. Predictor, absolutely essential. Now, but we need to increase the stats of this gun. We want to make the thing, make it more capable. First thing I want to do before actually adding any of these, the actual functional pieces, come over here. We have connectors. We have 3 different connectors, these don't increase the stats of the gun at all, but they give you more options in attaching more of the pieces that do increase the stats. We have the up and down connector, so inputs on all sides, outputs up and down. This front and back, inputs on all sides, outputs front and back. Frankly, I'm certain, okay, we can see that these, the resources, that these pieces are cheaper than using the 6-way connector. So if you're really running low on your various resources you need to build it, then these might be worth taking a look at. But really, I think the 6-way connector, it's inputs and outputs everywhere. So let's actually look at the gun. Let's hit N, turn that mirroring on, and let's go ahead and put a couple of 6-way connectors on either side. Alright, next thing we want to talk about. Gauge increase. Give ourselves a bigger barrel. Bigger barrels are better. They make things go boom better. Initial increase in gauge. Each subsequent component adds 0.9 of the last maximum gauge of firing piece. A firing piece is 20. I think that sentence doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Anyway, the increased gauge, it increases damage, range, and accuracy at the expense of recoil, fire rate, and ammunition consumption. Okay, gauge increase. I actually want to put these in front here. We'll give ourselves 2 of those. Building this symmetry. And you can see that it's visually it changes. Our gun barrel is significantly fatter now. Alright. Now, next thing I want to do, autoloaders. These are, you saw how slowly that our initial very, very simple gun was firing. We need it to fire a little bit faster than that. Let's give ourselves some autoloaders, and I want to put these, oh that's right, they won't connect back there. We'll see different options we can do. There's really no way to make a good small, low-profile turret. They have to be fairly large in this game for them to work. Alright, yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll put autoloaders there. And the way this works, you take the autoloaders and then you attach your ammo box and your, these guys, here we go. And your explosive warheads and stuff to that. Okay, ammo box. Let's say I want to connect these. Alright, making the thing even taller. Okay, we'll put... did I do that wrong? Do I need to rethink where I want to put these? Let's try something. I actually want to put my autoloaders... I want to put them back. I keep on thinking that they'll connect there, but they won't. They just won't do it, will they? Okay, yeah, okay, we'll put our autoloaders up here. That's what I said. Ammo box, yeah, we'll just give it some ears. Here we go, we'll put them up there on the sides. Okay. Yeah, I keep on wanting to make the make the gun be not quite so wide, not quite so tall, but if you want to have things hooked up to it, and you can't really put pieces down here because they'll catch, the thing won't rotate correctly. All right, that'll work. All right, and next thing we need okay, we have a choice between the explosive warheads, armor-piercing warheads. Explosive ones make a, they have more damage, increased, add more to increase both explosive damage and the attach rate. I think that's attack rate. Armor-piercing, okay, add more armor-piercing so that they go deeper. I've read and other people have been writing about these, and I've also just experimented around with my own, and I believe that the explosive warheads currently in the game are much, much more effective. So here, we'll go and put a couple there, and put a couple here. Alright, so, yeah, it's kind of a... the actual turret part ends up being kind of short and from front to back and tall, but it will work. Alright, let's try that one. Okay, did I forget anything? Let's change my camera so I can see what I'm doing. Good. And let's go ahead and load that same... I keep on hitting the wrong button. Load in an enemy. Let's load that same one in here. Sea Viper, just so we can test it. May even be able to get him here from over here already. Yeah, too far away. And I'm not that good a shot. Alright, let's throttle up. We'll go get him. Go get just a little bit closer. I mean, the gun can fire that far, but I can't see that far, you know? I need to adjust my camera a little bit and actually hit tab to lock the camera. Let's just stop moving right here. And we'll see... Oh, I missed. You can't script that stuff, man. That was a one-shot kill. Okay, I missed a few times at first, but my God. Alright, I missed that time too, didn't I? Here. And I missed that time. You can see the recoil pushing my boat further away. And I missed that time. Come on. Kablooey. Okay, well, I believe we have demonstrated that this is actually an effective gun turret. And it's really, really simple to build, you know. There's a whole lot of this game that can look kind of intimidating with just the incredible levels of detail. But, you know, just spend some time getting familiar with it, getting to know how systems work, and eventually things will work out. I mean, you saw how simple this gun turret was to build. And first shot, dead in the ammo rack. Oh my God. Okay. Let me see. Do we want to... I don't want to end the tutorial yet. Here, we want to save this vehicle. This is Tutorial Boat 2. Yeah, save over Tutorial Boat 2. There we go. Yeah, it does have to be said that maybe... that this, with the extra resources needed to build the gun turret, this is no longer the first thing that you'll be able to put together for in the campaign. And yeah, I don't know. I prefer some armor in my gun turret. So let's take a look at something else. Here, let's restart the designer again. Here we are back in the designer, and let's load up. Let's go load Tutorial Boat 1, the one without the gun turret again. I want to demonstrate the other type of gun turret. This time I'm not going to be focusing so much on designing the gun itself, but just how this other type of gun turret works. And this is actually one that I personally prefer. Okay, so first thing I need, first thing I need to sit down in the chair, and I need to go into build mode. Okay, and I need to give myself a couple of blocks. Actually, here, right, we'll go forward in one. Yeah, we're going forward another one. How about right there? Good. Yeah, wood block right there. Wood block right there, so it gets up just level with the deck. And let's give him, while I'm in here, let's give him a few ammo barrels. I'll go ahead and put the ammo barrels, burls. Burls. I don't even know what kind of accent that is. Ammo barrels do not have to be in proximity to the gun. They can be anywhere in the vehicle. And I'll just put them there for convenience's sake. Okay, now let's go to the other type of gun turret. Go to Constructibles, go to 360-degree turret. These two are more for other kind of constructions that you can do, not so much for turrets. Right now, 360-degree azimuth only turret. I want one of those. I want it right there. And again, the build mode very helpfully switches directly to so it's the root part is now the turret itself. And let's go ahead and build another very simple cannon. So we need a firing piece. Let's give ourselves a predictor on top of it. We need barrels. Okay, let's give us a couple of recoil suppression pieces on there. I like 3 of them. It's okay. About like that. I have to remind myself, don't go crazy with this. But okay, let's give ourselves an ammo box here. Let's give ourselves an explosive warhead here. Can we put, I forget, do the gauge increased? Will that fit back here? I guess it doesn't. Okay, no, simple enough. Oh, I did it wrong. I did it wrong. I forgot what I was doing. I actually need to, let's get rid of that gun barrel. Okay, here's what the thing that I forgot that I need to do. We go in here, an elevation barrel. Actually, in order to demonstrate this, let's go back just for demonstration purposes. I know, I'm just kind of making this up as I go along and I ramble all over the place. All right, so here is, let me change my camera mode. Okay, so now we take a look as we swivel the mouse around. If I point up, okay, the cannon has just a little bit of flex, a little bit of vertical travel itself, even without that vertical, the vertical barrel piece. But the turret itself just spins. It just spins. It does not elevate. Okay, so let me see. Let's look at this again. If I go back, let's get back into the build mode. Pull this thing off. And this time, I should have been more organized. I should have done this way to begin with. An elevation barrel will be the piece right in front of the firing piece. And then we'll put a few of our regular barrels and a couple of the recoil suppression. There we go. And exit build mode. And now take a look what that predictor is doing. Yeah. And now we can actually aim further above the horizon than we could without that elevation barrel. This I find useful in designing it this way. This is the reason I did my first boat like this. See if I just get a couple of these 6-way connectors to illustrate. Now, with this cannon, I have the freedom. I can actually build... let's mirror it. Except it doesn't want to connect that here. We'll just do it this way. For demonstration purposes, I can actually build things out here. That far, and get out of build mode, and the whole structure will rotate freely without seizing, without catching on the edges of the deck. So what I found that useful for. Oops, hang on. I forgot to look at the cannon barrel before going into build mode. Say if you go over here into blocks, you go into metal blocks, you have metal downslope, I think is the one I want. Spin that around. We can put it on there like that. Okay. Yeah, and that is connected to there, and we can actually give the thing functioning armor. And that's how I built the gun turret on that first boat. Okay, let me see. Load vehicle. Here, we'll go and load up the new boat, Cannon 2. Resume game. Oh, and my 2 boats crashed into each other. Exit build mode. No, that's entering the build mode. Actually, getting back in the first person mode. Here we go. I still like this boat. I just need to redesign it, make the thing all out of metal, redesign the engine, because back at the time I didn't know anything about how engines worked in this game. Yeah, okay, so, and that is how you end up with a sloped armor turret that'll work on top of the deck of your boat. Okay, yeah. So that's a few things. Honestly, I have not yet got really dug into the details of so many of the other amazing systems in this game. There's a couple of the systems that I have figured out. And so I wanted to show those to you. As time goes on, maybe I'll get in here and I'll learn some more about some more features and maybe do some more videos on that. But yeah, I was glad to get this one out. Okay, yeah, play from the depths. It's a good game, and I will talk to you some more later. Goodbye.